Patrick. How you doing, man? Good to see you again.
Wow.
How's it going?
That was close.
I know.
That was close. All right. Well,
what's going on in your world?
Well, you know, I thought we'd share with the world what we do and how you do it.
Okay.
Look, when we're marketing and selling hundreds of transactions in real estate a year,
Well, that's a big process.
we have to have systems to everything we do because I can't do it all, and we're a team.
I understand that.
So what we're going to do is tell the crowd how we do it. So basically it's this. All of our marketing, as you know, we put all of the marketing out there.
Yes.
All the different sources of online and offline marketing that we lead to us and what we call our internal sales funnel.
Yes, I understand that.
And what we do is Barry and I handle 100% of all the leads that come into the system. So I'm going to tell them what I do first,
Fair enough.
because then
I will.
because you'll
the back
do the
end
back
of
end.
things.
Yeah, because really that's how it works. So we have, let's see, what is it? 6-step process in our contact with all sellers and buyers. And so I handle the first 2 stages of the process every day. And that basically is any inquiry that comes into our system from any source comes into to a mechanism that I handle. I take it through a 2-step process just to understand if we answer a basic question or just send photos of an existing listing or whatever the case is.
Basically, people who are just inquiring.
Yeah, just a general query. Please send me the photos of this house.
I'm interested in that.
But then I hand the process over to Barry, because Barry runs the next step between taking a lead from an initial inquiry to the point that you are working with the direct realtors of Stephen or Margarita, as an example. Barry's also a realtor, but it's a process that requires a lot of detail. So maybe explain to them sort of in general terms
So
what you do.
those folks who have identified themselves as being interested in the Dominican Republic and have dates that they want to come and visit, I will lead them through a certain set of guidelines that will identify, do they want a condominium, a villa, what's their budget, and even what part of the country. Do they want to live in Sosua? Do they want to live in Las Terrenas right here, which I highly recommend, or maybe even Punta Cana. Once that has taken place and we've identified 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, condominium, on the beach, in the mountains, and the dates that they're coming, then it's just a simple matter of picking them up at the airport on the day that they arrive and leading them through and showing them the different properties. Not just a view of a property, but it's sitting down and educating, I guess would be the word, how the process works here in the Dominican Republic through putting an offer in for a sale or putting the contract together, talking to the lawyers, fees that are attached with that, and so on, to the final stage of a bottle of champagne waiting for them on the kitchen counter.
Right.
That'd be about it.
Yeah,
More or
but
less.
let's go into more detail about that, because I think it's the fun part.
Yeah, the champagne?
Well, that too, but even before the champagne. Because you know what, if you're taking the chance and the risk and building your second life, it's a big deal, right?
That absolutely is. And I know when my wife and I did the same thing, we went through a process of fear and overcoming that fear of making the move out of a different country, Canada or the United States, and moving here.
Yep.
At this stage, when we got here, we found that the excitement, an electric rush of going to see properties. Now, everybody loves to go and see properties, right? If you remember back home, it's the Sunday open house day, right?
Yeah.
Well, here, you make the appointments, and it's the same kind of rush to see these different homes. And it's a different lifestyle because you're in the tropics. So housing is a little bit different as well. How that mechanism works also, it is similar. For example, Steve here mainly handles Las Terrenas. Margarita handles Sosua.
And the North Coast, all the North Coast.
And all the North Coast.
Yep.
So I will, after I've gotten to know you, I'll say, hey, Margarita is the person who's going to be meeting you at the airport, and she's going to be the one showing you around. So she'll have a little bit more in-depth conversation with you about exactly why do you want to buy a property here. We'll identify that, you know, I want rental income, I'm moving my life, I'm retiring, I want to live there. You know, we have people say, I want to buy a home for my grandmother. Yep. Why not? Kind of along those lines?
Yeah, and I think the fun part is, I mean, this is a seamless process that works behind the scenes, but we're letting you know what we do. So it's a lot more smooth when you're going through it. But we want to remove the fear, give you the confidence that you're dealing with the right people, and then we throw in a few surprises. So, for example, if you are arriving to the country in, say, Punta Cana, because you're coming from somewhere in the US and there isn't a direct flight, let's say, into Las Terrenas, it's not a problem. We're going to pick you up at the airport in Punta Cana. And part of our routine of picking you up in the airport is we pack a cooler.
After you've told me what's your favorite alcoholic beverage or water that you would like in that cooler.
And don't forget the snacks.
Oh.
Because it's the part of the fun. Like, you arrive off a plane after 3, 4, 5, 7 hours, depending where you're coming from. And there's nothing better than someone there with a sign that says, welcome to your 2.0 life. We're starting now. But you've already identified, and you're on the plane going, cold beer, turkey sandwich, whatever you've already pre-ordered, so that you get out, some of you have to smoke a cigarette, and I get that. But then you have your cold beer, you have one of our professional drivers to take you safely to where you're going. And the other thing we have to say too is sometimes people, let's say, fly into Punta Cana because they're destined to come to Las Terrenas and look at real estate.
Correct.
But then they look here and they say, well, it's not my thing for whatever reason. That's not a problem. We can then successfully pass you within our team, take you again with the driver to, say, Cabarete, Sosua, which Barry will coordinate everything internally in the company, so that Margarita on the North Coast is ready to receive you. Congratulations, there's a second cooler.
Yes.
With a bit more beer or fruit juice or water, and you make your way there. And that's part of what we do. It's customer service. We treat everybody as a VIP, because that's how I know I would want to be treated.
Because everybody is a VIP.
So we want to make sure that you're happy and you're taken care of along the way. And I think that's critical.
I agree with that.
It's one of the things that make us different. And I learned that from, I built a house myself inside of a resort.
Yes.
And that is what they did. So no matter what, I would make a reservation for my own house, and they would have the sign at the airport, because that makes you feel kind of funny and good. And my kids would love it, because it's like, oh my God. And then you jump in, and the kids had their drinks and their snacks, because that's, if you have kids and they're traveling with you and you don't have the automatic snack and water or juice,
life could be a little
Mommy
bit
and
rough.
Daddy are never going to be happy. So we want to make sure everyone's ready, organized, and feel safe, so that when you get here, you're refreshed. Barry will ensure that whatever accommodation you booked between Barry and Mike, who's our professional driver, we'll make sure you get right to your accommodation, and then we'll set up your schedule for the week so that we can work with different excursions, activities, and then of course your home showing. Yeah. So this is just part of what Barry does, but I wanted to showcase everybody on the team so you can understand the roles. Because you know what, when you're going to call, you'll talk to me first, but then you're going to be talking to Barry, and then you're going to go over to Margarita or Stephen for the actual process of showing the homes and making the final decisions to buy with us here in the Dominican Republic. Wow.
That was good.
Friday afternoon. Where's our cooler?
I think it's that way.
Okay, so we're going to go, because we can't do this all day. We have to have a cold beer. It's Friday afternoon. So we even treat ourselves. You're VIP, right?
Always.
I'm VIP too. So let's go have a beer. Okay, guys, life is better at the beach.